Good afternoon, students. How are you? Had your lunch? So, in the last class, I was telling about binding energy, mass effect, and binding energy per nucleon. That is specific binding energy. In this class, let me tell about nuclear energy. Nuclear energy. See here, nuclear energy means this is the specific binding energy of the nucleus. Specific binding energy of the nucleus. You see, in the last class, you came to know how to calculate the specific binding energy. That is, specific binding energy means binding energy by mass number. Binding energy by mass number. So here, one thing you can understand for nuclei having mass number, for nuclei having mass number A equals to 30 into 170, 30 to 170. For the nuclei which are having the mass number 30 to greater than 30, less than 170, up to 30 to 170, for these nuclei Sp is maximum. Sp is specific binding energy is greater than 8 megaelectron. 8 megaelectron. And let's say for nuclei having mass number, for nuclei having mass number less than 30, greater than 170. See here, I am talking about nuclei having mass number less than 30, greater than 170. For these nuclei, specific binding energy is less than 8 megaelectron. The energy required for splitting the nucleus into nucleons or binding the nucleons inside the nucleus, that is binding energy. A specific binding energy means it is the binding energy of an individual nucleus. Binding energy of an individual nucleus. So here see, specific binding energy is greater than 8 megaelectron for the nuclei which are having mass number 30 to 170. So say for example here see 30 to 170 tungsten barutte. Tungsten new mass number sulfur, tungsten sulfur ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ 30 ರಿಂದ 170 ತನಕ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಬೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಗಳು ಲೆಸ್ ದನ್ 30 ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇರೋದು, ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದನ್ 170 ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ specific binding energy is minimum. Their specific binding energy is less than 8 megaelectron. Less than 8 megaelectron. So here the nuclei which are having specific binding energy greater than 8 megaelectron, they are said to be more stable. They are more stable. And the nuclei which are having specific binding energy less than 8 megaelectron, they are said to be less stable. Less stable. The nuclei which are less stable, they become stable by exhibiting two important phenomena. One is fission process. Another one is fusion process. Fission process and fusion process. So here what we are telling now, the nuclei which are having mass number less than 30, greater than 170, their specific binding energy is less than 8 megaelectron, and these are said to be less stable. To become stronger, they are exhibiting the two phenomena, that is fission process and fusion process. Here fission means breaking of a heavy nucleus into two smaller nuclei. Fusion means combining of two smaller nuclei into a big nucleus, heavier nucleus. So here fission means breaking or splitting up of a heavy nucleus into two smaller sizable nuclei. Here fusion means it is the combining of two smaller nuclei into a very bigger nucleus. So let me tell about the nuclear fission. See here, first I want to tell about nuclear fission. Nuclear fission. Here fission means breaking, splitting or breaking. Splitting or breaking. So what is nuclear fission? It is the process of splitting of a heavy nucleus. Process of splitting of a heavy nucleus into two smaller size nuclei plus 3 to 4 neutrons. 3 neutrons plus 200 mega electron volt of energy. See what is nuclear fission? Nuclear fission is the breaking or splitting of heavy nucleus. This is heavy nucleus. Heavy nucleus into two smaller size lighter nuclei. Two lighter nucleus. This is lighter nucleus. Say plus 3 neutrons plus 200 mega electron volt of energy. So here how it is possible means, see how it is possible by bombarding this heavy nucleus with a slow moving neutron. This is slow moving neutron. See a scientist called Otto Hahn and Strassmann. These are the two scientists who discovered the concept of nuclear fission. They said that when a slow moving neutron hits a heavy nucleus, when a slow moving neutron is bombarded with the heavy nucleus, that heavy nucleus splits into two lighter nuclei of comparable masses with the release of 3 neutrons and a huge amount of energy. That huge amount of energy is approximately equal to 200 mega electron volt. So this process is called nuclear fission. Yes, what is nuclear fission? Nuclear fission is the phenomenon of splitting or breaking of a heavy nucleus into two lighter nuclei of comparable masses with the emission of 3 neutrons and huge amount of energy. That huge amount of energy here is 200 mega electron. Say for example, we shall take an example of fission. First example. See here, when a slow moving neutron, this is the neutron. Slow moving neutron. Neutron is electrically neutral, so its atomic number is 0. When it is bombarded or when it is made to hit the uranium nucleus. Uranium nucleus is the heavy nucleus. Uranium, U stands for uranium. So here first what happens here, when a slow moving neutron hits the uranium nucleus becomes a compound uranium. Here uranium becomes uranium 236, compound uranium 235 plus 1 236, 92 plus 0 92. What it is called? Compound uranium. Compound uranium. Right? And this compound uranium, it splits into two smaller size nuclei, barium plus krypton. Here for barium, mass number is 144, atomic number is 56. For krypton, mass number is 89, atomic number is 36. Plus 3 neutrons. Here 3 neutrons are given. Plus how much energy? 200 mega electron volt of energy. So see here, when a slow moving neutron hits a uranium nucleus, that uranium nucleus first it transfers into compound uranium, and then after it splits into two nuclei, lighter nuclei, barium and krypton. Here for barium, mass number is 144 and atomic number is 56. For krypton, mass number is 89, atomic number is 36. Plus 3 neutrons plus 200 mega electron volt of energy. So this process is called nuclear fission. See, not always barium and krypton are obtained in the fission process. For the same uranium nucleus, different xenon and strontium and antimony and niobium, they are also obtained as end products. Ive baralla, ella time ive baralla, but this is one of the best example for nuclear fission. So the process of splitting up of a heavy nucleus into two smaller sized nuclei with the release of 3 neutrons and 200 mega electron volt of energy, this process is called nuclear fission. The process this process is called nuclear fission, and it is discovered by the scientist Otto Hahn and Strassmann. Yaar scientist is Otto Hahn and Strassmann. See here the second example for nuclear fission is here the same example you can see here. When uranium nucleus is bombarded or it is hit by a slow moving neutron, it changes to compound nucleus 235 plus 1 236. So here end products are antimony and niobium. So in the first example, here the end products are for the same thing. End products are barium and krypton. But see here the end products are antimony and niobium. In second example, here the products are for the same thing, for the same uranium nucleus, xenon and strontium. So see here 235 plus 1 236, 92 plus 0 92, 236. Here 144 plus 89. 144 plus 89 plus 380, 144 plus 89 plus 3 into 1 3. So for 9 plus 4 13, 13 plus 3 16, 8 plus 4 12, 12 plus 1 13, 236. So here mass number is 236. Same mass number is obtained in RHS 144, 89, 3 into 1 3. Right? So here see here 56, atomic number is 56, 56, 36, 56, 36, 3 into 0, 0. So how much you are getting? 6 plus 6, 12, 5 plus 4, 9, 92. So 92 is the mass number. Right? Here also you can check the mass number and atomic number. 235 plus 1, 236. So here 133 plus 99 plus 4 into 1, 4. So how many protons are released here? 4 protons are released. Here 2 protons. So it is 2 to 4. You can take 2 to 4. Remember, 2 to 4 neutrons are released in a nuclear fission process. So there is 4 neutrons. So here is the 2 neutrons. So 9 plus 3 12, 12 plus 4 16. 9 plus 3 12, 12 plus 1 13. 1 plus 1 2. 236. 236. Mass number is 236 only. So right in the here also same example. When a slow moving neutron hits uranium nucleus, first it forms to compound uranium. Here it is not written, but compound uranium is formed first. After xenon and strontium are obtained with the release of 2 neutrons and 200 mega electron volt of energy. You write any one example for nuclear fission. Remember, these are called the barium and krypton, antimony, niobium, here xenon, strontium. These are called as daughter nuclei. Daughter nuclei. Daughter nuclei. This is uranium parent nucleus. This is parent nucleus. Parent nucleus. Parent nucleus. Right? And what are these called? These are called daughter nuclei. These are called daughter nuclei. Here also these are strontium and xenon daughter nuclei. Here antimony and niobium daughter nuclei. Uranium is the parent nucleus. These are the different examples for nuclear fission. Here let me tell about how fission is a chain reaction. For example, imagine this is the uranium sample, not uranium atom, uranium sample. This is having 100 atoms. Say for example, not 100, say 50 atoms. Imagine 50 sample. There are many number of atoms are present in a sample. So here 50 atoms. I am taking 50 atoms into consideration. So when a slow moving neutron hits a uranium nucleus. What is happening? See here, this neutron is attacking or it is hitting on one atom. It is using one atom of the sample. One atom is used for fission process. This neutron can target only one atom, not all the 50 atoms. So by one atom, now 3 neutrons are released. 3 neutrons. In fission process, 3 neutrons are released. How much energy? 200 mega electron volt of energy. And how many atoms remained? 49 atoms remained. ಎಷ್ಟು atoms ಉಳಿದೀಗ? 49 atoms. One atom is one atom. So these 3 neutrons, now they use another 3 atoms from 49 and further give rise to fission process. So it gives us one uranium atom, this one uranium atom, this one uranium atom. So how many uranium atoms? Yes, 3 neutrons. 3 neutrons. 3 neutrons. More uranium atom use ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು 3 type fission process ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So here neutron, 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 neutron. 3 times fission process ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು. 3 times fission process ಆಯ್ತು. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? See, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 times ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 atoms ಯೂಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು. 3 atoms ಯೂಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ 46 atoms ಉಳಿದು. 46 atoms ಇಲ್ಲಿ. 46 atoms ಉಳಿದು ಮತ್ತು 3 times fission process ಆಯ್ತು. So 200, 200, 200, 600 mega electron volt energy release ಆಯ್ತು. And neutrons 3 plus 3 plus 3 9 neutrons. 9 neutrons. But these 9 neutrons they use us 9 atoms of the sample for fission process. So one uranium atom. This is one uranium atom. One uranium atom. This is one uranium atom. One uranium atom. One uranium atom. So uranium atom. Uranium atom. Uranium atom. So now they are using 9 different uranium atoms for the process. And say 9 into 3, 27 neutrons are released now. 9 type fission process ಆಗಿದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು uranium atom ಗೆ 3 neutrons ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So 9 neutrons ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. 46 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 9 ಒಂದು ಎಷ್ಟು? 46 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 9 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 39 46 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 9 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದ? 16 minus 9 is 7 37 atoms ಉಳಿತು. 37 atoms ಉಳಿತು. 37 atoms ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ನೋಡ್ರಿ? 9 into 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 218 mega electron 18 mega electron volt of energy is released in third type process. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು neutrons ಅದಾವ? Neutron. How many neutrons are there? 27 neutrons are there. 27 neutrons are there. Those 27 neutrons, now they choose 27 atoms from these 37. 27 times 1 ಇದೊಂದು uranium atom. So uranium ಎಲ್ಲ 27 different uranium atoms na use ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು now fission process is continued with 27 atoms. So 37 minus 27 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಯ್ತು? 10 atoms 10 atoms of energy into easy 5400 mega electron volt of energy is released. And how many neutrons are released now? Here 3 9 27 neutrons and 81 neutrons release ಆಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. 81 neutrons ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು atoms? 10 atoms ಇದಾವೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. 10 atoms 10 neutrons 10 atoms ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾವೆ. 10 atoms ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 2 5s are 10. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದಕ್ಕೂ 200 ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು 1000. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 1000 mega electron volt. 1000 mega electron volt of energy is released for final 10 atoms. So total how much energy is released from 50 atoms? From 50 atoms 50 atoms. ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, from 50 atoms ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ is first one 200, second one 600, second step 600, third step 1800, fourth step 5400, fifth step 1000. So 8 16 4 20 6 7 plus 2 9 9000 mega electron volt, 9000 mega electron volt energy. Correct ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. 8 plus 4 12 18 20 2 plus 1 3 3 plus 5 8 8 plus 1 9. So 9000 mega electron volt of energy is released from just 50 atoms. So just imagine if the sample is containing 1000 atoms, ಇದು ಬರೀ 50 ಆಟಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇದೆ. ಇದೆಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಇದು 9000 into 10 to the power of plus 6 electron volt. This is the biggest energy. So if the sample is having 1 lakh atoms, imagine how much energy will be released. So this is what happening in case of an atom bomb or ಬಾಂಬ್ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಂತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಏನಾದರೂ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಬಾಂಬ್ಸ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಬಾಂಬ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಗ್ಯದ, ಬಾಂಬ್ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಯದಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್, ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ಸ್. within 1 second all atoms are splitted into neutrons with the release of huge amount of energy. So this is called chain reaction. This is what we discussed, chain reaction. What is chain reaction? Chain reaction is a self-propagating or self-sustaining process which continues. self-propagating ತನ್ನಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನೇ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು, ತನ್ನಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತನ್ನಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಾನೇ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಸಸ್ಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು, 3 times ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು. ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಕೂಡ 3ರಷ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದ, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕೂಡ 3ರಷ್ಟು. ನೋಡ್ರಿ 200 600 1800 2 3 6 6 3 18 18 3 54, ಈ ತರ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿ for how much time it continues? Until all the atoms of the sample are disintegrated. So what is a chain reaction? A chain reaction is self-propagating or self-sustaining process which continues until all the atoms are disintegrated. Disintegrated ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? fission process ಆಗೋದು. Disintegrated is called chain. It is called chain reaction. ಇದನ್ನ ಕರೀತೀವಿ ನಾವು chain reaction. It is called chain reaction ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ? It is a self-propagating or self-sustaining process which continues until all the atoms are disintegrated. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಟಮ್ಗಳು ಮುಗಿದೋಗುತ್ತವೆ. ಡಿಸಿಂಟಿಗ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಮುಗಿದೋಗೋದು. ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಫಿಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅದು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಟಮ್ಗಳು ಮುಗಿದೋಗುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾವುದು ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಚೈನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ತನ್ನಷ್ಟು ತಾನೇ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಪಗೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಿಂಗ್, ತನ್ನಷ್ಟು ತಾನೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 9 27 81, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕೂಡ 200 600 1800 ಈ ತರ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಪ್ರೊಪಗೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ which continues until all the atoms are disintegrated is called chain reaction. See, there are two types of chain reaction. One is controlled fission chain reaction, another one is uncontrolled fission chain reaction. ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ ಅದಾವ, ಒಂದು controlled fission chain reaction, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು uncontrolled fission chain reaction. So what is the meaning of controlled fission chain reaction? See, if you know that in every fission process how many neutrons are emitted? 3 neutrons. So this is uranium sample. When it undergoes fission process, It gives 3 neutrons and 200 mega electron volt of energy. Out of these 3, ಈಗ 3 ಅಲ್ಲ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್, 3ರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಒಟ್ಟ ಮುಂದೆ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಇನ್ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. If the 2 protons are made inactive or not, if the 2 protons are not allowed to cause further fission, or if we are allowing only 1 proton, only 1 neutron, not proton, neutron, among the 3 neutrons, if 2 protons are made, 2 neutrons are made inactive and only 1 neutron is made to cause further fission forces with 1 uranium atom. So here what happens, once again 3 neutrons are released and 200 mega electron volt is emitted. Let's see once again, out of these 3 neutrons, 2 are made inactive and only 1 neutron is made to give rise to further fission. So once again this uranium give rise to 3 neutrons and only 200 mega electron volt energy is released. Once again, out of these 3, 2 are made inactive and only 1 uranium is made to cause further fission. The same thing happens here. See, then you can get controlled fission chain reaction. What is controlled fission chain reaction? See, if only one neutron among the 3 neutrons is made to cause further fission, if only one neutron is made to cause further fission, then the energy released is constant. After every fission process, a constant energy is released. This process is called controlled fission chain reaction. So it results at the emission of a fixed amount of energy. So it is somewhat it is used for best purposes. It is used for emission or generation of electric power. So where nuclear reactor. So what is the example of controlled fission chain reaction? Nuclear reactor. So in nuclear reactor, fission process is carried out at a controlled manner. So it is used for giving out electrical power. Generation of nuclear reactor is used for generation of electrical power. So here what is a controlled fission chain reaction? If only one neutron is allowed to cause further fission with the uranium atoms of the sample at each stage, then a constant amount of energy is obtained and the fission process is called controlled fission chain reaction. Example for controlled fission chain reaction is nuclear reactor. Out of the 3 neutrons, only 1 neutron is made to cause fission process, and remaining 2 are made inactive. They are not participating in the fission process. They are not giving rise to fission process. Or fission process ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, only 1 neutron ಮಾತ್ರ allow ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. 1 neutron allow ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, uranium atom ಜೊತೆ ಕೊಲೈಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 200 ಮೆಗಾ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 3 ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಮಿಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. 3 ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಎರಡನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದೇ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಮತ್ತೆ 200 ಬಂತು ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಒಂದು ಒಂದೇ ಆಟಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೊಲೈಡ್ ಆಗಿ 3 ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು, 200 ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬಂತು. 3 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡನ್ನ ಇನ್ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಾನ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಡ್ ಫಿಷನ್ ಚೈನ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಅನ್ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ if all the neutrons are allowed to cause, see, if all the neutrons are allowed to cause further fission process 200, if all the neutrons are participating in fission process, so then we get what is known as uncontrolled. Here 600 mega electron volt energy. Next 9 neutrons. These 9 neutrons are allowed to cause further fission process, and they uses 9 uranium atoms. 9 atoms are used. 9 uranium atoms are used. And see how many neutrons are released from these 9 neutrons? 27 neutrons. 27 neutrons. And how much energy? 1800 mega electron. So within a fraction of seconds, a large amount of energy released in uncontrolled fission chain reaction. What is uncontrolled fission chain reaction? If all the neutrons are permitted or allowed to cause fission process with the uranium atoms, the fission process is called uncontrolled fission chain reaction. This uncontrolled fission chain reaction, it causes a destruction, a large destruction of buildings as well as population. It causes more injuries, even deaths also. So it is more dangerous. Uncontrolled fission chain reaction is more dangerous. And example for uncontrolled fission chain reaction is atom bomb. Atom bomb. In case of atom bomb, uncontrolled fission chain reaction is taking place, right? And in case of nuclear reactor, controlled fission chain reaction is taking place. This is about the two types of chain reaction. Have a nice day.